Remember that at Open the Door, we do Tai Chi to get the benefits of Tai Chi, and we want that to be available to everybody. We want you to realize that Tai Chi can be part of your everyday exercise routine. We also teach that the underlying principles of Tai Chi are what drive the benefits of Tai Chi. So as we're learning a new form, which we have to learn those new movements, we still need to be thinking about how are those underlying principles affecting the movements that I'm doing. And in the 10 essentials of Tai Chi, remember the first one talks about a lively energy lifting from the crown of our head. And at Open the Door, we talk about columns. And it's really connected to that being lifted from the crown of our head, letting our body fall naturally into alignment. We talk about 3 columns, one straight down the center of our body, one through each shoulder, through each hip, keeping our body in alignment. We also have the 6 harmonies of Tai Chi, that the 3 external harmonies talk about the shoulders and the hips being in harmony, the hands and the feet being in harmony, and the elbows and the knees in harmony. These ideas of being lifted from the crown of your head, your columns staying intact, your shoulders and hips being in harmony, all of these roll together to help you understand a good, relaxed posture in Tai Chi. We're going to apply that whole idea of columns and shoulders and hips being in harmony, trying to have a good posture to the first 4 sections that we know so far in the 40 form. So take, for example, our kicks that we just learned last week. And if we think about our shoulders and hips being in harmony, think about being suspended from the crown of your head. That helps with the whole idea of being balanced when you're kicking. Because if you're not in a good posture, if you're leaning forward or leaning back, it messes with your balance, right? We need to have that harmony. Think about in the section that we just learned, after you kick left and then you do that turn, you have to be turning on your central column, keeping your shoulders and hips in harmony so that you can end up in balance to kick right. Then we go into our pick the needle up from the C bottom, which people often get confused when they see that move and they're like, oh, your shoulders and your hips are not right above one another. Well, they are actually in harmony. Think about harmony. Don't think about stiff columns. When you do pick the needle up from the C bottom, you're hinging, pushing back with the Dianne. Okay, notice that if there were a line from my shoulder through my hips, they are still in harmony together. And this is actually keeping my column of being suspended in a good place to be balanced. Much better than this. Notice this is not in balance, that now my head is not suspended, whereas if I come down, I'm keeping my shoulders in harmony with my hips, my head is still suspended, and I'm still in balance. So let's look at the first 4 sections. Let's actually do those sections now, thinking about the idea of columns and harmony and being in a good, natural posture. So obviously, when you first start, you want to think about, let's think about being suspended from the crown of our head. Let your body just relax into a good alignment. Take a nice deep breath in Breathe it out. Bringing your weight over to the right and open left. Preparation. Let's do preparation just a few times. Just thinking about, am I keeping my shoulders over my hips? Am I allowing my body to relax into this movement and yet keep a good posture? Let's do one more. Now remember the weight, we bring our weight to the left, but we open up to the right. But look how we open. Now shoulders and hips move together. Then we bring the weight up onto that right, and we step left into our left ward off, keeping ourselves from reaching forward like this. This is not a good posture. It's very tempting as you move forward to do that, but you want to rotate like we talked about before and keep those shoulders and hips in harmony. Coming up onto your left now, ward off. As you grasp the bird's tail, don't try to overreach. That will break those columns. Don't reach for that bird's tail. You just ward off and grasp the bird's tail. Then roll back. You're not leaning back. You're not leaning back like this and then rotating. That's breaking your columns. It might feel kind of fun, but that's not what you're doing. Ward off, grasp the bird's tail. Roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Allowing that Dianne to lead so that the shoulders and hips stay in harmony. Bringing your weight over to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and single whip. Take inventory right now. Are you in a good posture, or are you leaning forward with your single whip? Come into your single whip. Weight comes to the right, then back to the left to come into lifting hands. Then as we turn for our white crane, notice that the body, the torso is a unit. We're turning, bringing that right foot in. Then we turn again, bringing that right foot out. And then we do that quarter turn, white crane spreads its wings. Continue those arm circles. And now brush knee. Again, not overreaching. Stop for a second. Make sure that you're not too far forward, that you're allowing that energy just to come out where it's naturally going to stop, and keep yourself in alignment. Brush knee. We do 3 brush knees. And then we step up and play the guitar with that toe up. And as we turn, coming out into our deflect, intercept and punch. Look, again, take inventory. Make sure that you're in a good posture for that punch. Pushing chi. Turning towards the front, then holding that ball to the right. We turn and slant, flying. Again, you're not reaching out. Allow that body just to move as a whole unit. Then turning to the front, bringing your weight to the left, holding that ball, bring your weight to the right. Then step out for your fist under the elbow. And as your weight comes back, make sure that you're not leaning back. It's very tempting to just let that body keep flowing backwards, but that's not what you want to do. With your fist under the elbow, You're still in harmony. Now as you step back, repulse the monkey. It's the same thing as you step backwards. Don't let your body lean backwards. Keep those columns intact. One more. And then we come bringing our weight to the left. Now remember, this one is the transitional step where we turn completely east, holding that ball, but bring that weight right up onto that right leg and step left with Fair Lady Works the shuttle. Again, take inventory, make sure you're not overreaching. Fair Lady Works the shuttle. Part the wild horse's mane. And now part the wild horse's mane with that right foot going straight east. And go right into your wave hands like clouds. As you do this, thinking about rotating on that central column, which will keep your shoulders level and keep them in harmony with your hips. Coming into your single whip. High pat on horse. Stepping out. Don't overreach. Kick, smash, and box the ears. Then we're kicking left. And now we do that turn. Remember, you need to turn on that central column. Kicking right. Then stepping behind. Pick the needle up from the C bottom. Come up, block, fan through the back. Turning to the front, bringing the weight to the right, and then back to the left, holding the ball. And that's those first 4 sections. Let's do it again, and we won't stop so much, but I still want you to think about keeping your columns intact, allowing your body to relax. That's part of the whole purpose of a good posture. If you were to do this form and not have a good posture, it would not be relaxing at all. Your back would start to hurt. Your body would be moving, using excess energy to try to keep itself upright. You're not allowing your body to relax unless you're in a good posture. So that's the whole purpose of focusing on that posture. So let's do the first 4 sections again, thinking about our posture, our columns, shoulders and hips in harmony. Take a nice deep breath in, breathe it out, and open. Preparation. Bringing your weight to the left, opening to the right, holding that ball, left ward off. Bringing the weight up onto that left, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Bringing your weight to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and single whip. Coming into your lifting hands, white crane spreads its wings. Brush knee left. Brush knee right. Brush knee left. Stepping up, play the guitar. Stepping out, deflect, intercept and punch, pushing chi. Turning towards the front, bringing your weight to the right and back to the left. Now stepping on the diagonal, slant, flying. Turning over that left shoulder, bringing your weight to the right, then to the left, and then back to the right as you settle into your fist under the elbow. Repulse the monkey, 4 steps. Turning towards the front, holding that ball to the left, taking a transitional step to the right, and then left, Fair Lady works the shuttle. Stepping right, Fair Lady works the shuttle. Stepping left, part the wild horse's mane. Stepping right with that foot going straight down the east line, part the wild horse's mane. Wave hands like clouds. 3 steps. Single whip. High pat on horse. Kick, smash, and box the ears. Kick left. Turning. Kick right. Stepping behind. Adjusting that left foot. Pick the needle up from the C bottom. Come up, block. Fan through the back. Turning to the front, bringing your weight to the left, and hold the ball. So you're doing a great job learning a new form. Relax, enjoy. As you're practicing, try to add those underlying principles that you know. You already know them if you're familiar with 24 form, with the long form. Remember that those principles are what are going to help you be more relaxed, be more balanced.